Hi guys, Brian the cell phone guy here again. In this video we're going to take a quick look at how to use Telus Link on a Sonim XP5. Now those of you who watched the previous video on how to use Link on an XP7, this will be a lot of overlap, but the difference between this one and the XP7 is two. There's no touchscreen on this one, so all the navigation is done with the keyboard. And second off, this one has a different text entry system because it doesn't have the full QWERTY keyboard. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at how to use Link on a Sonim XP5. The first thing we're going to do is choose the select button in the center of the navigation panel, and that's going to open up the menus. Now you'll notice that Telus Link is now selected, so that's what we want. So we're going to push the OK button again, and that's going to launch what looks very similar to what was on the XP7 display. So across the top here you have the contact list, and in this one here you'll see that two of the contacts have a green circle beside them, and that indicates that those contacts are available for phone calls now, whereas you'll notice handset 2 has a black X. That indicates that the calls are not readily available for that user because he's off the air. If we scroll across with the keys, you'll notice that this gives us our active groups, and in this case we'll notice that all three groups that are available to me are all off the air right now, so we can't reach them. The next one is the active call, and right now we don't have an active call, so that is why the screen is blank. Here we have the call history, and this is where we would resend a message to someone we had recently talked to, and you would choose who you want to talk to simply by scrolling up or down the list and then pushing the center OK button. This allows the menu to come up which says if you want to PTT them, you want to send them an instant message, you want to add them to your contacts, or you want to send an alert. If you want to get out of an application, you simply push this back button, and that'll take you back one screen at a time until you're out of the application. Getting back in is simply a matter of pushing the center button. So up at the top here, the last one we're going to look at is the chat history, and this is the instant message feature. So again, we scroll up or down to choose the handset that we want to talk to. We push the OK button, and that launches the app with that user. Now if we scroll up, here we can see all the conversation that we have had with this user. And if we want to add to that conversation, we simply scroll down until we come to the text box. Now this is where it's completely different from the XP7, and this is the place where it'll push a lot of people over the edge with the text entry, but once you get used to it, it's easy. The key to this is to notice up here the mode of text entry that you're in. This one is ABC, which is the first letter is capitalized and then the rest are lowercase. If you go down here and you push the pound key, you'll notice that that changes to all caps, changes to numeric, and then it changes to what they call T9. Now T9 is a predictive text method that some people love and some people hate, and it'll just take you a little while to get used to it. What this does is if you type in the word bad, you would push B-A-D, and it's going to give you bad, but it also gives you Abe, ace, and face, or baby, and it doesn't know which word you want, so it allows you simply to scroll across. And if you wanted the word ace, you would scroll across until you'd highlighted the word ace, and then you would push the OK button, and then you push the space bar to get to the next word. Now, if you don't like T9, just remember to keep going until you're back to the text method that you want to use. Now, if you accidentally push the star key, you're going to put yourself into French. And that's a wonderful thing if you speak French, but can be really annoying if you don't. So if you just push the star key again, that'll get you out of the French mode. Now, once you have the word completed that you want, you simply push this menu button right here, and that brings up the options. You scroll up to send, and you push the OK button, and it'll send that message off to the person. The next thing I want to point out is how to get into the menu. So when you're on a main screen of any of the features, if you push this button here, that'll bring up your menu. Clear chat history is the first one, and that's pretty obvious what it does. My presence lets you control when you are available to receive calls and not. So if you select that, it'll bring up three choices. Online means that you're currently ready and willing to receive calls or instant messages. Do not disturb would indicate that you're in a meeting or away from the phone and you don't want to be disturbed, but this also lets others know that you're actually away from the phone so they don't try and alert you. And then they have Alert Me, which is a little bit of a hybrid. In this one, you can be in a meeting, and if you're on Alert Me status, it'll let people send you an alert to say they want to talk to you, but it's completely up to you whether or not you want to return the calls. So it just gives you a little more control. The next one down is Add a New Contact. and this lets you add new people to your list. So if you choose that one, it'll give you 2 text entries. You can either add by ID, which is the person's phone number, or you can add by name. You simply scroll up or down to select the one that you want and then push OK. This, when you enter the ID, this lets you just add the person's phone number, scroll down to OK and push select, and that'll tell you if the contact is found, or if the contact is already in your list, or if the contact has been successfully added. The next one is add a new group, and this is basically the same thing, but it allows you to create a new group. So the first thing we're going to do is push the OK button, and now this is going to let you to type the name of the group. So if we want to call this group test, then this is where the text entry part comes in. So if we push the letter 8, the number 8, sorry, that's going to give us a T. Now we want the letter E. Now E is the second letter on the 3 key, so we have to push it twice rapidly, and that's going to give us an E. Now here we have 2 choices. We can either keep entering the letters, so for the letter S we would push this 4 times rapidly, P, Q, R, S, or we can see that the word test is here. We can simply scroll across to the word test and push OK. Then we scroll down, because that's what we want to name our group, and we select OK. And there it has group added successfully. Now to add members to that new group, you simply go across to the group tab, select the group that you want to add to. In this case, it's the group we've called test. Now what we're going to do is we're going to long press on the OK button and hold it down until this menu appears. Now view group members, edit name, or remove group are your choices. In this case we want to add group members, so we're going to press OK, and that's going to tell us that this group has no members. Would you like to add some? So we're going to select yes, and here's all the members that we have available. So we simply scroll down and highlight them, and you can add as many as you like to the group. And once you have selected the members of the group that you want to add, you simply push the right or left button, and that's going to turn to add contacts, and then you push OK to select it, and now that group has been successfully created. And in a nutshell, basically that's how you use Telus Link on an XP5. Again, the most critical things to get used to are the text entry and scrolling back and forth between the options using the keyboard instead of using the touch screen. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos in this series.